Alright, good morning. Welcome in. Have I got a show for you? So, we're testing new things here, and it already looks like things are breaking. You love to see it? Things are actually breaking. Might have to restart this VTuber software. It seems to have frozen. But welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Go West, welcome. Oh, look, it unfroze itself. So, we've got some new commands, if that's what you fancy. Now, as for what we're doing today, I'm going to be practicing with the Cinematic Studio template. And I'm trying to get myself more familiar with the cinematic sequences. Hey, Sparky Snickle, good morning. Welcome in.
Really, on a scale of 1 to 10, you are an 11.
If the levels are weird, do let me know with the audio. Mowing, have a good mow, Sparky. But happy Monday, everybody. We're just now getting started here. But yeah, take an approach to my brand a little bit differently. I think this entire week we're going to be trying VTubing, just for fun. I really like the idea of it. I don't think it'll be permanent, namely because it takes up a lot of computer processing. Like, I'm sitting at 60% right now, just with all of these different applications open. So I generally don't want to be doing that. So right now I'm just importing some assets. When that's finished, we're going to be working with the Cinematic Studio. A lot of this is going to be review. I basically went through this tutorial maybe like a month ago. So I'm just going to be relearning everything. Still importing. Got a lot of files to import. Woohoo, is that dude? It says Go West. Well, Go West. I'm a Halfd0rk, obviously. This character I would consider like a hipster. I think I nicknamed him Dorkster. So I need to I don't need to, but I want to make the beefier avatar, and that would be Beefcake. And so those are just code words or code names. And the idea is like you all would be able to expend channel points to make me switch. But we have a bunch of different commands that you can use. Cartman? What? I could, yes, but I think there might be some copyright problems with that one. Alright, so we're still waiting on an import here. I didn't think it would take this long. Lucas is right. What's up, dude? Martin. Good morning to you all. So one thing I want to make sure, at least those of you that are here early know, is that we have an updated command list. So if you go into my panels on Twitch, this is emotional damage. It is. What's up, Yokes on you? So if you want to view the commands, commands, subs, and VIP. So VIP actually have access to the subs as well, sub commands. But if you scroll through the VIP list, I updated it with everything that I've added. And so this includes all of our purchased commands. So Lucas, I think you have one? One of us! One of us! Let me see. Yeah, so Lucas, you do have a command. Billionaire Playboy.
Oh no!
Ooh, we suck again! Although it looks like it didn't make it into this list. So I'm going to do that real quick. While I'm thinking about it. Also, voice text is available again.
This is fine.
Can't hear it? Can't hear it. Hey, Roxy Miguel, what's up? It's low, okay. I turned it up a little bit. I don't want to turn it up too loud. Because there are a lot of commands here, like the new throws, that are kind of loud.
Oh yeah, woohoo! Let's get excited.
You should be able to hear that because I see the levels. So I know that audio is going out, right? Better? Okay, I did turn it up quite a bit.
Suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Okay, so I'm just adding. This is the new command list. So that you all literally have, you know, the entire list of commands that you can use. Most of you are VIP, because you've been with me for quite some time. So, and when I add new commands, I'll be revisiting this list. This will be Lucas's rights. And alias being Lucas. Bada bing, bada boom, he's in the list. We'll do Playboy. That's another alias. Sure. So now if I go into my command here, I can also add Playboy. Don't drop it! If you guys would like to test for me the voice chat in the channel points. So this is a subscriber only, so you do have to be subscribed. Okay, you guys, neither of you are subscribed, so please don't test it. That's ironic. But I currently have it set to subscriber only. So I'll test it. I'm testing the subs only text to speech.
Hey, I'm testing the subs only text to speech.
So I'm hoping that's working. And if you guys can hear it. But yeah, I decided to spend, you know, quite a few hours this weekend getting everything set up. Just because I just wanted to experiment with things. And I've had these in the back of my mind of like things I wanted to try. And now I have the time to do so. Testes? No testes here, Go West. Well, actually, yes, testes, but no testes. Alright, well, still waiting for Unity to finish loading. It's importing quite a few models. So what else did we add to the stream? Channel point rewards, quite a few. I'll let you all try them. You guys want to play some Wordle? Sure. You type in ! word space and then your guess. I'll let you all handle it if you're interested. Thinking if there's anything else I should test before I just get into it. Looks like it's speeding up the load. So I think we're Gucci. I did enable, or re-enable I should say, some of these 7 TV emotes. I don't think many of you are familiar with this, but this is like third-party emotes. Oh, I see. So this one I actually have to do some editing on, because I don't have it in my OBS. So I'm going to make a note. Hey, Mr. K, what's up? Welcome in. So I'm making a note here, add 7 TV back to OBS chat. So for what we're doing today, Unity animation. Template. We're going to make a scene. And I wanted to make sure this was like approachable for more or less me as a beginner. Take an orc serum. Yeah, I'm Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hiding it right now. I can't Mr. Hide this very well though. You've changed. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight, okay? And polygons. But no, just testing out some VTuber software. Seeing how my computer runs with it. Right now I'm actually hovering around like 50% CPU, which is not bad. I have a Leap Motion controller, which is like hands and stuff. And unfortunately that like slows down my computer a lot. So I don't think I'll be using that. Make a scene using sci-fi props. Drive a path using Pegasus plugin. Record it all in Cinemachine. Okay, so this is our super simple setup. And we already have the open animation template. Mighty. It looks like you did, Lucas. So if you do exclamation point word and then your guess. Iter? Ites? Oh, okay. Good guess. Wordle is very distracting. I started just playing around with it last night. Lost like 5-10 minutes. Just gone. Oh, you're just listening, Lucas. Oh, I gotcha. That's funny. What's nice about being a VTuber is you guys can't see me pick my nose. I'm not picking my nose. I don't know what you're talking about. If I was hypothetically picking my nose, you wouldn't be able to see it, so. The word was sights. Good try, Ghost. Oh, it was a double leather, right? Yeah. Alright, well, I disabled it for now. If you guys want to play, this costs channel points. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We have sequences. We have an asset collection. Got a project folder. I'm going to be making new scenes. So we're going to be making a new folder here. This is just going to be sci-fi base. Yeah, we'll make a new scene.
Can I get a ooh yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So entering into the scene, we can see we have a sequence. We're going to create a new master sequence. This will be sci-fi cinematic. I don't know where this file is. Doesn't look like I can view it either. Here we have it right here. I'm gonna move it into the folder we made, if I can. Doesn't look like I can move it. So it's a timeline. Cinematic template. There's a lot of settings here that I'm not familiar with. We'll do create new sequence asset. These look to be like subscenes. I'm not quite sure what these are. Create scene. Create sequence. So these are the sequences, okay? We'll do SFS. One. Okay, so we are in our new scene here. I'm gonna just start decorating it a bit. And we're gonna use the sci-fi assets that we just downloaded. Ian!
Ian, a guy with a rate of 10. Welcome, everyone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. How we doing? Oh, it didn't activate the confetti. Thought it was gonna do this. Welcome in, Ian. Hope you had a nice stream. What'd you guys do today? Right now I'm kind of refreshing my mind with how sequences and the timeline works in Unity. Okay, so we're going to be using some prefabs. Looks like we have to update the materials. Gotta let it load a little bit. Rendering. Materials. Convert selected to HDRP. Design in the hub. Well, best of luck with it, Ian. Alright, I am on the lookout for lag spikes. That's my main concern with this new stream setup. We haven't dropped that many frames, actually. Less than 1%. Those are good numbers. What software are you using to make your avatar through the webcam? This is using a software called VCFace. And I'm also using a software called VTuber Plus. And it's using my iPhone for proper face tracking. So it's able to register morphs, is what they're called, or blend shapes. And so the iPhone is able to track, you know, about 54 different variations of my face. Just different muscle groups. It's pretty fun. Alright, we're still waiting for these materials to update. You're working out your face muscles today? Yeah, Lucas, getting that exercise. Burning calories. But today we're just testing it out. It unfortunately just takes up too much, CPU, GPU. Also, I don't think this character really matches me. And it doesn't seem to be recording my mouth movements all that well. So if I start talking, it doesn't seem to be moving adequately. But that's okay. Yeah, I'll be sure to remind people about this. This is what probably going to be the longest to set up, but I'm glad I did. And that's all of the commands that you all have access to. This is the new one that I probably will take away. Just plays a random animal sound. But those are for subs only. As for things everybody can use, do it like a dad joke.
You can do it!
Hey, what's up, One Box? Welcome in. Fart? You know, that's funny, I don't think we have a fart command. For good reason. Chart? Yep, that's the other one that we don't have for good reason. But with all this Unity practice, I could make my character just fart. Just on screen. For your entertainment. If If that's what Go West wants, that's what Go West gets. Still waiting for this to load. It's updating like 100 materials, so understandable. We'll be referring to this tutorial quite a few times. Check out the Figma link I dropped on the Impossible ones. It's a walkthrough of how to optimize your pickaxes in stone. That's cool. So we can make our characters, prefab variants. So it looks like we have to add characters to our sequence asset. And that allows us to control it a little bit better. Play game for fun. How's it going, dude? Welcome in. So we'll be sure to add a character. I think I'll use the robot. It's still loading though. So we'll do some more review here. I got you one boxed. And that's your community Discord, right? That's your personal, like you started it? Or is that the social group, like you made like a chat room? Fill and edit the sequence asset. From the sequences window, open the prefab edit mode. Under asset collections, double click Sneaky Chicken. Open the sequence asset in prefab edit mode. So it looks like I make a sequence asset, and that's kind of like an empty game object. Good to know. And then to add it to the sequence, we use the sequence assembly. Okay. Make sure we're getting the good review here while we wait. You look a little different. Yeah, play game for fun. I've been eating a lot more vegetables. And so the greens go right to my skin. So I'm sorry if I look a little flushed. This is a fun command for those of you just hanging out. Okay, so it's giving us a review on cinematic, animation, lighting, and audio. Try out the 4 available layouts. So those are different layouts. Who are you? Hey V, how's it going? I'm gonna make that command V, because I think we have that meme, don't we? Nope, I think that's on K's stream. But I do want that meme. So I'll write it down. Is that K's stream? I don't even know. Well, welcome in, V. Hope you're doing well. K's? Oh yeah, Fred Ferds. That's whose it is. You're right. So V, I'm happy to report that I've added the list to our panels down in the Twitch About Me section. So if you would like to browse it, you have access to all of this. And so it's pretty self-explanatory, you know, just reading through it. Like if you see your name, then you can see the aliases for those memes. Which, by the way, I need to talk to Kay about getting that VEE meme, because I'm surprised I don't have it. About time, yeah, V, I know. But this time it's very accessible. Before I just had it in like a Google Sheet. I'm glad I have this extension, because it makes it a lot easier to see it. Alright, I think our materials are still uploading. It's been doing this for 11 minutes. That's alright. We've got review. We've got this tutorial open so I can review. So we're building sequences. Asset collections. Use this to organize and manage your sequence assets, which correspond to the available content that you can use in your sequences. Locate the assembly. This allows you to populate sequences. Timeline. Use it to manipulate. So this is going to be our bread and butter. They were cooked in grease. Oh, Lucas with the dad joke. More dad jokes. Hey, Halfd0rk, what's up? Good morning. Halfd0rk, for the record, this is not the beefcake avatar. I still have to make the beefcake avatar. This is the dorkster. I think I'm nicknaming it. It's kind of like hipster. But I'll probably make another character called Beefcake that looks like my commissioned character, which I can pull up actually. So this is the Beefcake. This is the next character I'll probably make for VTubing potential. Unfortunately, my mouth doesn't move very well on this character, so I'm not quite sure why that is. Yeah, it's a Beefcake, V. What's wrong with Beefcake? Noted. Thanks, Halfd0rk. Exclamation point hot. Alright, well, because we're still waiting. Yep, still loading. All it's doing is converting materials right now. It's almost done, though. I'm gonna add another meme. If you guys have meme suggestions, do let me know. Beefcake. Alright, we now have a beefcake command, which I also set up with hot. Beefcake. Where's your box at? You mean this box? Damn, it's not a box. You mean this box? There's a cooldown. Nope, that's a pie. It's random. Also, I don't know what box you're talking about. Still loading. There's the box. Thank you, V, for putting me in the box. I like to think outside the box, but here I am, thinking inside the box. Yeah, a lot of these things are just non-essential streaming tools, I suppose. Still fun, though. Okay, so we have a sample movie that we can test if we want to see how it works in real time. Again, I'm just literally just waiting for these materials to update. Still updating. It's been 16 minutes. What's up, Blue Tulip? Welcome in. Honestly, that's on me for not updating him before the stream. This is a good review, I suppose. Yeah, beat it. We have that too. Basically, I'm using the software that he was using. It really is, Lucas. It is forever. It's not like I've lost momentum, because I'm showing you all, you know, all the fun doohickeys I've added. And I'm pretty excited to share this VTuber stuff with you all. I can throw something? Yeah, V, feel free. I've also added commands for all the other stuff you can do. Nobody's tried the throw 100 yet. 0 lost momentum. Amen to that, Lucas. Okay, so as for reviewing this, I'm just going to scroll through it one more time. So looking at our interface, this is our hierarchy. We have our scene and our game. We have different layouts. So when I'm working in the cinematic itself, if I'm trying to add animation, if I'm working on lighting or audio. So I'm able to click these buttons to the side to switch the layout. He had to wait 15 minutes and that was his response. Your nephew sounds like a motivational speaker. Could be. One day. Okay, over here we have our cinematics and our sequences. So our structure is basically a timeline, or a cinematic in this case. And then we have scenes inside of it. So that's represented by the sequences that are stacked next to each other in our timeline here. And so we add all of those to like a sequence window for the structure. Thanks, V. And then we have the asset collections. This thumbnail's surprisingly smaller than the others. Use this to organize and manage sequence assets which correspond to available sequences. So basically, if I added a character or a prop that I wanted to change for any way. Oh no. I'm running out of space. Somehow my computer ran out of space. That's not good. I'm not quite sure where the problem is. It might be, alright, I'm gonna have to do some troubleshooting it behind the scenes. That's not good at all. Now, where would it run out of space? The first thing I'd do is delete my cache, my recycle bin. Unfortunately, I can't do anything because of this. I literally can't click my desktop. So bear with me. If I start stuttering, it's probably because my computer is not able to hold all this information. I do need to delete some extra cache stuff. When I started the stream, I had about 20 gigabytes of free space. And so right now it's struggling to not only record things. Okay, thank you. Somehow. So I'm a little bit scared as to when this might crash, because not having any disk space is a really bad thing. I do have some things I can delete for emergency space, though. So I think I'll do that. Load faster, damn it. Okay. Well, right now I'm moving over some AI generation. These are actually taking up like 20 gigs. So it's an easy 20 gigs. I just don't know where all my other space went when I started the stream. So something is taking up a lot of my storage space right now. I just don't know what it is. Lights are out. I think I'll add like a light switch sound to that. Man, this is taking 24 minutes to update materials. This is taking way too long. I've never seen it take this long. Whatever. It's just ironic because I can't do anything. It probably is related to the memory things. You're not wrong, One Box. Need a PC upgrade? Who doesn't these days? I mean, my computer is literally like throttled right now. Thanks, me. My computer is getting throttled by all the VTuber software, so I think it has a lot to do with, you know, like computer resources. Joke's on you, I'm into that. Okay, we have our sequences, we have our assets. This slime, though. It's so realistic. I'm actually getting slimed IRL, too. I'm bathing in it. Timeline. And we have the project folder. Cool. Good to know. The busting out the dad jokes. Pun not intended. Yeah, okay, V. Okay, so reviewing sequence assets as we wait. So we can make characters, effects, lighting, photography, props, sets, audio. So in this particular case, we're making a variation of a character called Sneaky Chicken. Huh, so I moved over those files, and I'm still losing space. I'm beginning to think it has something to do with Unity currently loading stuff. I'm gonna have to take a deep dive at that. Have a good lurk and a good back crack, okay? Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating to run out of space. I can show you this, it's no problem. This is my just my C drive. On a good day, like it's at like 80 gigs, but right now it's adding gigabytes by the second, and I'm not quite sure what that is. Why it's doing that. Yep, it's adding gigabytes by the second here. What is it though? What is doing it? I don't think it's my VTuber software. So it has to be Unity. So I think Unity is like using the cache right now to convert things. And I might get all my space back when it's done, but there's a good chance like I'm not gonna have enough space to do it in the first place. So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense as to why it's doing this. Package manager cache clear. Local Unity cache packages. Now, I did just look at this when I first noticed, and it was not the correct place. So right now my cache is in a different location. Alright, well, I really don't want to cancel this, but I might have to. Because I don't have enough space. So, gotta cancel it. And today is a learning experience, fortunately. I did just press the cancel. There we go. Oh, are we crashing? Are we crashing? Alright, looks like it updated at least some of our assets here. Now, taking a look at my storage, I now have 6 gigabytes. So we're gonna take a look at our project settings and our cache. Hmm. So, based on what it was just saying, that is not where the cache is. I gotta find where this stuff is being stored, because that is insane how much it was taking up. One thing I can do is empty my recycle bin. 12 gigabytes. We'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, that'll at least get me through the rest of the stream. I don't have to worry about the rest of this. Okay, time to actually practice now. I'll figure out what that storage problem is after the stream's over. I'll make a note. Storage on converting materials. Maybe. So now I'm back to 44 gigs of free space. Which will, it's better than nothing for sure. Yeah, I'm beginning to realize how much like CPU and processing, like GPU, I'm losing because I set up this VTuber stuff. I'm losing a lot of processing power. So, we might have to step away from it. Yeah, I wanted Robot Kyle. Give me the robot. Nice one, Bucks. I definitely need another hard drive. The only problem is I don't have enough things on my motherboard to connect it. Well, I take that back. I could probably fit like 1 or 2 more drives in there. Huh. This is, I'm experiencing a lot of technical difficulties right now. Just different things breaking. Yeah, it's definitely taken up a lot, B. Like, just idling, I'm at 50% CPU and GPU. And RAM. I've been monitoring it. It's, yeah, VC Face is at 15% just by itself. Don't drop it. Really? Alright, Wordle can go. Did you guys get it? I'm just re-adding textures here. Huh. Apparently these are both zeroed. Okay. Oh. We need to add a character to our asset collection here. So it looks like asset collections, it has multiple sequences and cinematics as part of the collection. Now that's not exactly something I want. Can I have multiple asset collections? Self-contained by design, which means you can consider them as containers to fill creative content. First, need to create an empty sequence asset. So it looks like sequence assets are a part of the entire project, which is not a problem because I'm not actually going to be like editing them directly. It's kind of like a library, and that's where it gets a little bit confusing. We're going to add a new character. This is going to be a robot. So by default, it actually set up or tried to provide a different character here. Robot timeline. Okay. So double clicking it, we have an empty prefab. Now I'd like to drag and drop Robot Kyle in here. His skin's not loading. Seems to be the problem, Robot Kyle. Not sure why it wouldn't be loading. That one's not loading either. Okay. Well, we'll pretend like it's loading because we can see it in the scene. And we can even see it here. Okay. Create prefab variant. Okay, where did it put it though? Yeah, that time it worked. So right now it's making it in the resources folder. I think it's better to use this version anyway. Dude, that's cool. Okay, it's basically instructing me on making another character here. There's a lot to learn for sure. Save a sequence asset prefab. So how do you save it? So I just tried to save it at 0.5. Did not apply it. There we go. I hit save. That time it applied. Okay. So now we're going to be working with new sequences here. And add our robot. It seems to add him to the scene. Pretty cool. Good review. Lock the timeline window. Let's see how that helps us. I think it helps us because if I click off of it... Yeah, that's why. Okay, so we have our character here, our robot. I'm adding some animations to test with. We're expanding the instance. Place the chicken closer to the camera. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna take my quick commercial break. I'll be right back.
You're all free now!
And we're back. How did No! No! Don't slime me. Thanks, sweet. Okay. So we're trying to save positions now. Locate the chicken. Expand prefab instance. Place chicken close to camera. Set Z position. Prepare character for animation. Expand the character group. And double click. Double click. It's probably in here somewhere. Animation track. We need an animator. Create animator. Cool. Record animation. That recorded? Animation! Look at me go! Man, this is high-tech stuff right here. So lifelike. Thank you. I mean, he is a robot, but he's humanoid. Okay, what else can we add? So this has an animator now. So it doesn't have like a literal animator, like a runtime animation controller. We're going to try adding one of those. I do not like this layout, this setup of Windows. Create animation controller. It looks like there are some pre-built ones that I could use. I'm just going to add one for now. Okay, so we'll add another animation track. This time I want to add the same character, but he's playing the animation. Is that possible? Animation track. So he's not currently playing from his animator. Okay, that's because the avatar is probably on the default. Go into the original, go to the rig. It is using a humanoid rig. What about these animations? These animations appear to be working fine. They are using humanoid rigs. The male avatar. The model itself is 0.1 scale. This is 0.01. The rig seems fine though. Okay. So my animation didn't play, and it's not playing in the sample. So it plays here, but if I drag in my prefab, which this time I'll drag in the original. Now he's working, but what about the prefab? Prefab's working now. Maybe it had something to do with the scale. So that was like the only thing I fixed. This robot prefab. If I click into him, zooms in on his groin, perfect. This is robot Kyle V01, so I'm gonna delete the other ones. So we're not using them. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is make him play the animation. So we have the animation track. Looks like we have a prefab, and then we also have an animator. So I'm going to remove it from the package prefab. We'll see if that helps. It's now putting it on like the main prefab itself. The package prefab was just to bring it into the scene. Now my animation is this one here, which we can view the file, and I want to set it to loop. It's good. So now playing the animation is where I'm getting stuck. So it's not playing... Oh! Hello. It's striking the pose. So how do I tell it to play? Let's try playing the game, see what happens. Okay, he's playing the animation now. And it's looping. And he's doing the motion as well. So I just stacked the animation layers. Hey, progress. I like progress. Progress is nice. Well, this wasn't on our to-do list, but I'm going to mark it off anyway. Add animation and move. Man, I'm good. Alright, 2 out of 5 things done. Cool. Okay, for scale, let's go ahead and start adding some sci-fi based stuff. These are just for our scene. Now, unfortunately, some of these prefabs are not going to be working correctly. Simply because the materials just didn't have enough space on my computer. I'm just going to grab some random stuff. We're going to add probably... nice floor here. I want to make some terrain. How difficult is it going to be to make some terrain? This is good review for me, so I'm very happy. Doing what I'm doing, working through it. This is gonna be terrain. There it is. Okay, so with the terrain, I'll go ahead and move it. Now, as for textures, I don't know if this sci-fi pack has one. We go into textures. Terrain. Nice. We have rocks. Just what I love. I love rocks. So it's a material. So we should be able to search for rock. In assets, nothing's showing up. Here's the material right here. But it doesn't appear to be drag and dropping. Okay. I think I have to maybe paint it in the settings. Material, default HD. This might be where we put it. Cool, now we have some rock. I think it needs a little bit of tiling. HDRP terrain lit. That broke it. So it does have a normal and a illumination map. Okay, normal map. Looks fine. Should be able to tile this. Let's try 1010. That makes it look more rocky. Unfortunately, the more you tile it, the more you can see the seams of it connecting. You can see it's just like a repeating pattern. Looks pretty good though. Okay. So with the terrain, we can also shape it a little bit. That looks fun to play. V, you gotta try it. It's the only thing I can say, which unfortunately was an obstacle for me, and it is no longer an obstacle. But it is difficult to start. It is hard to determine where the starting point is when it comes to playing around in Unity. Break it down. For example, just have like one or two things that you want to accomplish and just set out to do that. Such as literally creating the terraform. So what I'm about to do right now, like just painting like a mountain. Like that should be priority number one. That's going to help you, you know, figure out the basics. Because right now there's a lot of things that I'm kind of reviewing that I've taught myself, but I'm not that familiar with yet. So a lot of these things is review for me. But yeah, the best advice I could give for anything is like break it down into smaller chunks. So I want a larger brush size. The longer I hold down, the bigger they get. Easy to click off. Okay, so let's try making like a little bit more texture to this. It's like I can add these, and that does the job. Lower the opacity. Now, holding down Shift seems to have the reverse effect. Cool. One day you'll try it. V, right now. There's no time like the present, V. That's one of my main themes right now. It's just being aware of and taking full advantage of the present moment. Let's try painting a little bit extra on top of this. I would like to add another material here. I think it's going to be in this setting. Paint texture. Great. So we have our main terrain layer. We're going to add another layer. We're going to create another layer. Select texture 2D. Try the lava. Ooh. Not exactly what I wanted. It seemed to have added that to the rock, which I don't think we want, so I'm going to make this the rock layer. Can I change the name of it? Doesn't look like I could change the name of it. Replace, remove, add, create, open. Let's be layer rock. Presently working. Well, V, I'm glad you're working. Keep it up. You're doing great. You're doing awesome things. There's our normal map. Looks a little bit odd. I mean, that appears to have the correct tiling, though. It's hard to say. Normal scale. 0? It seems to be fine. We'll create another layer. Let's do lava. Go ahead and rename it. So this doesn't seem to have the emission. I'll put it in the mask map. Huh. It's doing weird things. So I haven't painted with this yet. Needs to select a material layer onto the terrain texture. So why is it not painting? This brush is read only? What is that? I guess I can't edit the brush. Right now we have our main surface layer. And it's like a... I guess it's attached to this material. Okay. Time to look up a tutorial. Paint texture. Terrain. Unity. Am I though? Says V-Box. Just trying to survive. Well, you're doing great. You're surviving, V. You've survived every day for the last how many years? You're what, 25? You got your whole life ahead of you. Just keep surviving, that's all. Easier said than done. Draw areas of tile texture. There you go, V. Select paint texture from the list of terrain tools. Yep, you already got it. To configure the tool, you must first click Edit Terrain Layers. Yep, already did. First terrain layer that you add flood fills your terrain with a configured texture. You can add multiple terrain layers. However, the number of terrain layers each tile supports depends on your specific render pipeline. Next, choose a brush for painting. Brushes are assets based on textures. Finally, in the scene view, click and drag the cursor across the terrain to create areas of texture. So I think it's because I changed my shader here that things got a little wonky. Okay. So now that I'm using the correct shader, which is for terrain specifically, it appears as though our assets are appearing now. So So here's our rock, and then we have lava. So I'll do like small patches of lava. Amazing. Sure. I mean, it's way too big, for sure. What was I thinking? So I made a hole, no longer want a hole. No longer hole. We have our texture. Now the size of it and the tiling of it isn't exactly what I want. Alright, so here's the tiling. So now if I update this, it seems to update the entire map. Which is not a bad thing. So let me try another setting here. Is we make another layer. And this is going to be rock, the same exact rock. And it looks like it's allowing me to do that. We'll go ahead and rename that for posterity's sake. We rock small. That's what she said. Oh, V, we have a command for that. That's what she said.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
Both of those are. Okay, so this tile size we're gonna have smaller.
Banana.
Banana. Banana. Great. So now if I paint with this one, which will make the brush smaller. Yeah, so I can use the exact same texture, but at different sizes. That's nice. I'd probably only want to do like patches. Boom, boom, boom. That does help it blend a little bit better. The brush itself is still pretty large by comparison. Yeah, good practice. Cool. Let's put some really generic props down. The idea here is I don't want to spend too long on this. The more time I spend on it, like the less I'm learning, because I'm trying to make something that isn't ever really going to be used. What is this? Oh, it's like a bunk bed. Guess that's cool. The size feels wrong for a lot of this, but I think it's just because my character is so large. I should be able to access this prefab. And we'll make him smaller. Save it. Great, so now he's the right size. He's fun-sized. adjust the lighting a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna just add a light right here. Now, I should probably add it into this section. Create sequence asset. This would be lighting or light 01. Should be able to add a light here, directional light. Sure, we'll try it out. Escape from artist in the house. What's happening?
Escape room artist in the house. Say what?
Say what? What?
Escape room artist is here.
How's it going? Say what? What? Okay, so now adding the light should be as easy as coming over to the sequence assembly, plus sign, light 01. Now we have an extra light. I can change the direction of it by rotating. Excuse me. This is a very powerful light. So this is all adjustable in the preset itself. So I'm not exactly saving it when I do this. I'm just kind of like testing things. Right now it's actually using the kind of like parent asset, this box, and the actual light. I can see the settings here and what direction it's facing. Hi! Well, thanks for popping in, Escape Room Artist. Have yourself a beautiful day. Enjoy the moment. C'est la vie. Say it. Say la vie. So none of these settings will be saved. So if I were to go back in, Viva! So if I find that light again, it still has the directional settings, but because I've been tampering with it here, it's now a point light. That's not a bad thing, but it's not necessarily something I want to be doing. I'll have more control over the light in the prefab. And this just allows me to animate it in the sequence. Right now it's actually not very controlled. Hey! Hey! Ow, 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 ow. Alright, we're good. Max Headroom. Who's Max Headroom? Fictional character. First computer-generated TV presenter. Oh, cool. This is from MTV. And thank you, Kay, for testing that button. Appreciate it. Alright, so we have our light working. We can animate that. So let's try animating it. So we'll add to the lighting here. We'll do animation track. We'll drag and drop our light. Create animator. Now the light itself, I'm going to convert back to directional. And I'm going to make this appear as though it's like going over the entire map. It doesn't appear like it's going to cause much shadows. I think the main directional light would do that. This directional light doesn't appear to be as strong. It's not causing the same amount of shadows. Which is interesting, for sure. So why is this one not causing as many shadows? There we go. Enable shadow map. Okay, nice. Alright, so we're going to animate that. So we'll have it in a starting position, hit record. I think we'll have to move it just a little bit. Move it on the Z-axis. Then end recording. And at the end of our recording, we'll hit record. And end record. Cool. The only thing that's not playing in playback is the animation. So let's go ahead and add the camera. Now we can use their camera, but I want to make it from scratch. We'll do cam, put 1. Click on this prefab, we'll add the camera. Now, the idea here is with the prefab, I can adjust certain settings. So for example, we'll make it like a physical camera, and then I can add some Super 35, make it very cinematic style. ISO, probably do 1200, shutter speed, that's fine. Focal length 12. Yeah, these settings are good to start with. So we'll save this. Okay, so now we'll add the camera to the scene. That's going to be in our sequence assembly, photography, cam01. That's going to add the camera to the scene. I'm going to delete the old camera. So we'll add this camera here. We'll change the view. We'll go ahead and add animation track, camera. We'll move it just a little bit. End recording, go to the final position, start recording. We'll even give it a little rotation. So stop recording. Okay. Save. Hit play. Nice. So it doesn't look like we're getting the rotation, and that's simply because I didn't key the rotation in the very first part. Everything else is animating though. I wonder if there's an easier way to keyframe all of that. So basically I'm not going over here and clicking record every time. hey, this is great progress. Pretty happy with this. Okay, we're going to be looking at Pegasus. Gotta keep all that open for after. Pegasus Unity. So this I picked up when it was on sale, and I want to start learning it. Ironically, I think it's not necessary. Like basically Unity eventually built this in. Discord forum tutorials. The idea here is that we can create paths that characters can follow and cameras can follow. It's going to be very helpful for creating like crowds. As well as just natural movement. But I don't think it was necessary at all. But now that I have it, I want to use it. So it looks like we can give him animation states to where he's walking, which is nice. This is all in the manager script. We can make him run. We can attach the camera to him as well. If we wanted to. Pretty cool. So I should be able to get some interesting camera motion with this. Now there's not really any manual here, which is a little bit concerning. There's no documentation. It might be in the actual file. Cool. Check out the demo. I don't want to use that material. Other materials. It's using the default material, which is kind of annoying. So basically this would have been just a white object, but because it's pink, that just means that the material itself didn't translate. So now this looks like the moon. You will see this in motion. So it's following a path. Whoa! Right, Condad!
Rad Condad
What's
says
up?
subscribed for 15 months. I'm alive.
What's up, Conrad? How are you? Welcome in. We're learning how to animate things. Today's been an up and down shit, like, I won't say terrible, but a lot of computer technical difficulties this morning. Mainly because I'm trying this VTuber stuff. Hope you're doing well, Conrad. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the sub. See the pain. Pain is real. Pain is progress. So basically, what they're showing us in this demo here is that there are multiple objects, each following their own specific paths, and it looks like we're looping continuously. As soon as we hit play, the camera is following a path. I don't exactly see where the camera is, which would have been nice. So it's not actually revealing to me where the camera is at any given point or moment. So right now the camera is about right here. Oh, there it is. It's like a little roller coaster. And so everything the camera sees, I could technically record. And so that's the idea of what we're going to be working towards. Cool. So we can take a look at some of these mechanics behind the scenes. Progress is glowing. Thanks, Radcondat. I'm pregnant with progress. Ugh. I don't know about that. So I've noticed my face tracker kind of freezes about once an hour. It makes me reset it. That's interesting. That's not interesting. That's a pain in the ass. This is why we test things. Save. Yes, ma'am. It should reset now. There we go. If I merge too many emotions, my character doesn't know how to think. Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Halfd0rk. I'm Halfd0rk. Okay, enough of that. YouTube Studio and Vroid. I am currently using VC Face and VTuber Plus. Those are the two I'm using right now. It's so cursed, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Okay, so as for documentation, just trying to understand a little bit of this. Manager points of interest and that it flies through. The manager allows you to control overall fly-through properties, and the point of interest allows you to control the behavior of the camera as it flies through individual locations in your scene. Behavior of the camera, specifically. There are two types of fly-throughs. Single-shot fly-throughs will just play through a single time and stop. Looped fly-throughs are an infinite fly-throughs that will look back to the start after they have finished. So the way I'm structuring my cinematics, it's going to be a single, but it's good to know that I can loop. That might be useful for certain situations. But because I'm using the cinematics and the Cinemachine, the timeline, basically I'm creating linear animations. So single shot will allow me to just go back. Quick start. Option 1, add a Pegasus capture object to the scene. Select game object, Pegasus capture. Press play and compose your shots. When you have a nice shot, press P to capture it. Then stop your game and press create Pegasus on your Pegasus capture. Worth Kids, how he does his animations. Yeah, let's check it out, Raccoon Dad. I'm down for a little inspiration. Oh, that's cool. I like the style. It does look hand-drawn, but you're saying that's all in Blender? I'm aware you can do, you know, a lot of things with Blender. But it's very impressive to see things you don't really expect. That was odd. His eye. The finger goes behind the eye. I mean, this tells me it's a lot of composting, or compositing, not composting. Basically, he's like overlaying things on top of each other. So he's got like 5-6 layers here. You know, a character, then second character, then third character, then truck, then environment, then terrain on the bottom. This is cool. This is where Blender definitely comes in, is with VFX. I would imagine that he's hand drawing, or, you know, however he's making these models, each of the characters, and he's kind of like accenting it with the VFX. So especially the dirt here, it looks like these trucks are all 3D models. They are not hand drawn, just based on their shading. Of course, I'm not going to have, like, the best understanding of this. This is essentially my gauging of what's happening on screen. Yeah, you can see these, based on the shading, a lot of these cars are 3D models. These look like 3D models too. I bet he does a lot of blocking with the models. Either way, very impressive. Super impressive. Purposely adds in mistakes? That's interesting. Does he have, like, the behind the scenes here? Behind! Oh, okay. So yes, tons of compositing. So yeah, he's doing the different layers. Which it looks great with this style. It really does. Because it has like the 2D in 3D look. It does appear as though he's drawing a lot of these elements. And he's just kind of layering them on top of each other. So where's the drawing? Right here. Obviously I'm skimming through it, but I'm just curious of his process. So how does he make the face move? Nice shadows. Cool. Yep. Alright, don't want to get too distracted. That was super interesting. Yeah, for sure, Raikkonen. And it's a niche that he has created and is now sharing with the world. That is very impressive. Alright, so this Pegasus manager. Let's try to understand this a little bit. Welcome to Pegasus. Visualize, select window layouts 2x3 so that both scene and game windows are showing. Okay. Hey Garnican, welcome in. What up? Look at me! I'm a half-dork. New virtual avatar? Yeah, testing it out. Unfortunately, in the first 30 minutes, we realized how much of my computer processing is being taken up by this VTuber. I think there's a lot of optimization I could do. Such as, like, this character's polygons. I think if I dumbed it down, that might save on processing power. Just take a quick look. Right now, the VTuber itself is taking up 20%, roughly, less than, of my CPU. And about 10 to 15% of my GPU. Which doesn't sound like a big number, but that is a pretty big number. Back at work. Well, I hope work goes quick for you. Oh, you had 2 weeks off. Oh. Well, I hope you got all the things you wanted to do accomplished. Had a nice little break, little vacation, Garnican. A garnication. Okay, so visualizing this, control left click, add a place of interest. Okay, let's try it. So right here, these are our place of interest. So I'm going to create a new one. So it's what? Control left click? Ah. Oh. Ah. That was actually very easy. And it's basically taking whatever is closest. Okay, so right now the camera's over here. We were able to see it last time. Where'd you go, camera? Okay. So it's following the new path I set. So it's essentially driving kind of like a roller coaster here. Now, I want to adjust what it's looking at. So right now it's following the track I made, but now we want to set up the, what is it called? It was in the text document. it was like a camera. Add a Pegasus capture object to your scene. Select game object Pegasus, add Pegasus capture. So essentially I want it to look at the plane the entire time. So do Pegasus capture. Target camera, capture key P. That squeak happened right as you were killed. Well, I'm happy to oblige. So I'm hitting P and nothing's really happening. Okay, so there's our camera. Get our path. Press play and compose your shots. When you have a nice shot, press P to capture it. Then stop your game and press create Pegasus on your Pegasus capture. Okay, so right now, it's following a path. Is there a way to pause the path? Okay. Okay. So I should be able to rotate this. Then hit P. So do I want the capture on the camera? I think I need it on the camera. Not on my plane. So we'll move it from the plane, we'll add it to the camera. Oops. Well, we can follow something, so I think that's what we want, actually. But I'll try both. We'll try the follow first. Cool. Back to work. Have a great one, Radconda. Thanks for stopping in. Enjoy thy day. Alright, cool. So now we're actively following the plane. Unfortunately, with the terrain, it's a lot harder to see it. Simply because our path is so odd. Why is our path this odd? I don't understand why the path is using the terrain. So my camera is actively just like walking along the terrain. Are you talking to me, Halfd0rk? I don't think you are. If you're not talking to me, and this is just general rule of thumb, just make sure you at the person that you're talking to. Nope, Halfd0rk, you do not need to. But if you're in, the chat room and you're talking to someone specifically, just at them. That just makes it easier for me. Because in general, I'm trying to be a good host. That's all. No, Halfd0rk, not bad. Not at all. If anything, it's important for me to say it. Because it's kind of like setting the rules. Not necessarily rules, but just like easier to understand everything. Because I just literally responded to you when it wasn't directed at me. That's pretty much why. Okay, so we have our camera here. Ground to terrain. Rotate to terrain. Avoid objects. Let's try these. Alright, cool. That's the correct setting. And it's following our plane, although it's not doing a great job. It's like casually rotating. So my plane isn't getting in the picture all the time. Now when I'm facing the plane and going towards the plane, it's definitely getting a lot better at keeping it centered. But when I'm going away from the plane, like right now, or going around the plane, it's starting to make it drift. But hey, this is all kind of like ray traced based pathing, or not ray traced, but path based tracking, which is pretty cool. Very useful. Excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna test out. Oh yeah, and for the record, I'm probably gonna be streaming more often? Question mark. I'm just using the time to teach myself new things. Okay, so our camera, now we're going to attempt to, instead of use the follow script, we'll try the capture script. So now the target camera, capture P. So press play, then your selected hotkey to capture points of interest for your fly-through. Then press create Pegasus to create a fly-through after you have finished. Okay, so this is for a specific fly-through. I'm actually going to try making a new one. To create empty, so we fly through 2. So I'll be the manager. And so the idea is, with capture, they want me to control this. Is there an easy camera control? Free camera? I think that's what I want. Enabled on start, clear on start. We want the Pegasus path from 2, which is this one. Fly through. Advanced. Well, this is fine. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so controlling the camera doesn't look like I can control it in the game. That's what I wanted to do. And the create Pegasus didn't work. I'm gonna try F4. Okay. So how do we add a path? Okay. F4. Okay. I feel like I'm missing a specific setting here. So we have a path. How do I add the new path? Okay. Alright, be right back real quick. Well, my poor cat gets mad at me shutting the door. Okay, so this is the part where I'm getting stuck. Just play compose shots. Stop your game and press create Pegasus on your Pegasus caption. So I think I've actually started in the wrong order here. So I'm gonna go back to my practice project. Do game object, Pegasus, Pegasus capture. Target camera. We'll try adding this one. Okay. Okay, let's make a couple shots. We'll see what happens. E. Why is it? That's interesting. E. The create Pegasus isn't doing anything. What does this do? Capture reticule. What even is that? Play your game and then press P to capture a point of interest at the current location. So I think this specific functionality just doesn't work with the timeline. It's not how I'm doing it. Okay, so I did click P before. It appears to have made as it was playing through. Now, how does this help me? Well, it would help me if I was controlling the camera and pressing P as the camera in real time. That would help me. So, how do I get like a free camera like roaming? Let's try adding a new camera. It's gonna be camera. So this was the camera setting I wanted to use. This is going to be our main camera. Player camera. So this camera fly script does seem to control it using WASD. Okay. So now, how do I set up this camera to be our main camera? Let's just try playing. Camera. Right now I'm not able to control the camera. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Might have something to do with the cinematic shot. Okay, well, right now it's actually trying to use the camera that I've made. So in the timeline itself, can I disable this? Okay, so I'm able to disable it. Still unable to move the camera. Okay. Now, I know there's other scripts I can use. Let's try it. Okay, so that is the new script. Let's see if it allows me to control it. Alright, great. So now, in theory, I should be able to rotate around this character. But didn't save either of those. Alright, I had the wrong camera saved. Okay, try it again. But still not saving multiple points of interest. It's also not saving one I'm starting on. So something's getting messed up here. Clear on start. Or Pegasus. Target object. Okay, now it looks like it's making the spheres. Okay. Nice. Alright, so that made our path. Target object. We want it to fly around our robot. Let's see what happens if I disable this. Okay. Oh. That was really fast. So how do we slow it down? Global speed. Really? It's working. We want the loop. We want it to be a lot slower. Global speed. Slow. Slow. Nice. I mean, this is what I set out to try and make today. I can check it off the list. It's a very nice fluid camera motion. Make a scene, record it all. Alright, let's try recording it. Okay, so recording is going to be in our timeline. So let's try adding our Pegasus camera to the timeline. So right now the camera it's using is right here, but I want to use the set camera fly. So how can I use that particular camera instead? Target object. Let's try using this camera. Why is this disabled? I think because the timeline. Or because of the camera. No displays rendering. Does this not have the camera enabled? No, the camera is in fact enabled. I think it was just because of the timing. And the timeline. Okay, well, we'll add this camera. No cameras rendering. The camera's still moving, it just disables itself. So we gotta figure out why it's disabling itself. So this camera has an animation, so I think we're removing that. Should fix it. Then we want to just loop this over and over. Which I think it'll do. So the timeline asset, the camera. Any other settings I need? I don't think so. Target object. Try setting this up instead. Press play. No displays rendering. So my camera is turning itself off at the end of the scene. Hey, OneBox. I'm pretty happy with the progress I've made today, so probably whenever I figure this out. Are you streaming? I would love to raid you. I think the timeline itself is not allowing these to render beyond a certain amount of time. Now the sequence itself should be able to extend. That should allow it to complete. We'll do 200 frames. Do it! The only thing is, won't be able to use the mic. Kid's going to sleep soon. Paddle, why did the do it not work? I must look. You are VIP, so I don't know why it wouldn't work.
Just do it!
No, you're not distracting me, Huddle. If anything, I like figuring out why these things aren't working. But yeah, one boxed if you're going to start up. I'll probably be wrapping up in like 15 minutes, maybe. I plan on streaming more often. So, right now my start time is 10 o'clock. I usually go for a minimum of 2 hours. Might be going for longer sprints. Hope to meet new people, you know, as well as encourage myself to work. I like you people too. I just want to meet new people, that's all. Okay, so my camera is not showing up in this timeline here. It's right here. Okay, so we'll have the light keyframe be extended. So I can see the keyframe here. Right now it just goes for 1 full second, and it doesn't look like it wants to let me edit it beyond there. So what I can do is remove that old keyframe. Or better yet, go to the end. Looks like keyframe 99. And we'll rotate this a little bit. So that didn't save the keyframe. Keyframe. Position. So these are using the directional light. My mistake. My mistake. But I think what I'll do is I'll keyframe it anyway. This is not easy. But that's the point. I have to keep doing it until it becomes easy. That's how you learn new things. So I need to lock the timeline. That's one of the important takeaways here. Lock. With our light, we can rotate it back to normal. Stop recording. Go into the light itself. Delete these old keyframes. Now we have our light working again. Our robot. Do you want to adjust his animations using the full 200 frames? So we have one that's the animation and one that's the movement. So we're just going to move a little bit more. Hit these, or remove this one, delete. Great. Press and play again. Us people. You're a good people, Huddle. Alright, and now the camera is playing the full duration. It's not very consistent though. It's not restarting. So if I click through the timeline, it's actually, which this isn't a bad thing. This actually could be useful. So the fly through is just continually going. You might be able to get a really good sequence of shots if you do this. Because the fly-through just doesn't stop. And that way I can just start the timeline over and over again. I would like for the timeline to loop. Is that not something I can do? Wrap mode loop. So the timeline itself is looping. The actual fly-through animation is slower. So you can get a lot of variation here. Alright, last thing I want to do, and then I'm going to try recording like a playthrough, is aiming the camera at the character. So that's these blue dots. So we have a target. Now the target should be set somewhere. Target object. The object that will be controlled by Pegasus. Camera attachment. But this could just be as easy as to be any game object you want to drive through the scene. This might be game object Pegasus. Capture manager. Capture. Target camera. That was for the capturing, so we don't need that anymore. I wanted the object or thing of interest, which we got working before as the plane. Follow. Target. Is this follow? What do I want to attach this to? Try attaching it to the camera. Target will be a robot. Thanks, $1. Appreciate the The port. So right now my camera is not following very well. And now it's kind of like looking at him, or I should say hovering above him. It's not what we want. Vision range. There's not... The camera isn't staying on the path. And it's not looking down. However, all the rotations are active. I think it's has something to do with this game object. So we'll try changing the route. Now, ideally, probably want these to be out a little bit. Right now the camera isn't rotating down. So it might have something to do with this point of interest, which I want to attach. So we're basically controlling two different objects here. The target, how do I set the target to be this character? It's height. So it's not even following the path right now. I did set up the follow target, so we'll see if this works. I turned it back to path. So it is following target, but it's not low enough. Right now it's not following the path, and that's where I'm getting confused. Currently it's just following the target, so I think that's just a setting. So if I remove this, try it again. So now it's following the path. So if I set these to all be target, then we point them at our robot. Hmm. Okay. This is what I was hoping to accomplish. I do wish there was better following of the character. Right now it's technically supposed to be looking at a specific point. But it's not even doing that right now. I wonder why it didn't rotate here. Sadly, it doesn't play the path. Okay. So let's just see what it takes to record this. That'll be in the tutorial. check to see if one box is live. He is live. So I think we'll send the raid over that way. And I'm going to be recording this as I step away from the computer. So thanks everybody for watching, for tuning in. Hope you have a nice Monday.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, thank you, Garnigan, for stopping in.
Garnigan, now you're gonna have your liver cut out.
Your liver cut out. We'll do one first. Stick around for the raid. We're heading over to our friend Onebox. He's a sandbox streamer. Gonna be doing some misty mining, I'm assuming. Yeah. Alright, have a good day, everybody. Talk to you soon. Me too, Unboxed. Me too. It's gonna take effort, and that's something that is it's nice to have. I'm glad I can provide effort towards, you know, this particular thing. Discipline, effort, focus. Just gonna direct my being. Have a good day, y'all.